Food chain is a linear network of living organisms in a community where energy gets transferred from one organism to another organism. It describes relationship of organism of about who eats whom. For example, you can see here grass being the producer is being eaten by deer. So the energy gets transferred from grass to deer, and deer, the primary consumer, is further eaten by lion, which is a secondary consumer. So the energy gets transferred from deer to lion. So this is called as food chain. This slide gives better example for food chain. The primary producer being grass is an autotroph which has the ability to prepare its own food. So utilizing sunlight energy, it prepares food, and when the grass is being eaten up by grasshopper, the energy from grass gets transferred to the primary consumer grasshopper. The grasshopper will be eaten up by bluebird, the secondary consumer. The energy from grasshopper gets transferred to the secondary consumer. And when the secondary consumer is taken up by the snake, the tertiary consumer, the energy gets transferred from the bluebird to the snake. And finally, the snake can be taken up by the predator owl. When the organisms die in any of these food chain process, they are feeded upon by decomposers. They are called as microorganisms, which are present in the soil, which again provide the nutrients for the producer. So you can see in this food chain, the energy gets transferred from one level to the another level. The flow of energy from one organism to another organism is known as trophic level. So in the food chain, the first trophic level is always occupied by the autotrophs, producer or the green plants, which have the ability to prepare their own food. And next trophic level, that is the second trophic level, will be always occupied by the primary consumer, which depend on plants to receive energy. So they are usually herbivores. The third trophic level consists of secondary consumers which eat the primary consumers, and they are the primary carnivores. And the fourth trophic level consists of tertiary consumers or the secondary carnivores. So more amount of energy is always present in the producers. From the producer, it is moved to the herbivore, from herbivore to the primary carnivore, and from primary carnivore to secondary carnivore. Let's look on the energy flow in the trophic levels. Green plants being producers, they receive energy from sunlight. So the percentage of energy which is received from sunlight is about 1%. And from the green plants, the energy gets transferred to the primary consumers called the herbivores. So from each trophic level, the energy which is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level is about 10%. That is, during the transfer of food energy from one trophic level to next, 90% of the energy is lost to the environment and only 10% is transferred to the next trophic level. So always there is a decrease in the amount of food energy which is transferred at every trophic level, and this is known as 10% law. Food web. Food web is a group of several interconnected food chains. It is a network of food chains. In a food web, an organism gets food from more than one group of organisms. That is, an organism can be eaten up by many number of organisms, or an organism can get food from many different organisms. So series of food chain forms food web. So here you can see the slide for finding an example for food web.